Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. First of all, I would like to announce that I'm going to be in a stream tomorrow, live stream with a Spanish guy on YouTube. We will talk a little bit about what's happening, what happened today related to CPI inflation, what's happening with BUSD and so on and so forth. But completely in Spanish. And no, I'm not from Spain. I'm not from Spain. Maybe you would think that. I was reading some comments, they think, oh, you speak Spanish? I didn't know you are from Spain. No, I'm not. I'm German. But imagine, I can also speak Spanish because my mother is from Spain. So just to make it clear, I can even say, Merhaba, nasılsınız? Or seni seviyorum, all of you. And doesn't mean I'm from Turkey. You know, even I like Turkey a lot and Turkish people, but I'm not from there. Just imagine that. So, I think we will have a funny stream tomorrow. I look forward to that. And actually, I think we will have some other streams in the future. But as you know, I stopped to make the Saturday stream, not because it wasn't a good one and not because I love to interact with you, just because I really don't have the time. I really don't have the time. Many people think, oh, this guy is always saying the same, and you don't have any imagination how my day is looking like every single day. You really can't imagine that. It's better you can't. So I really don't have the time. And if someone is taking over and I just need, to jump in, to talk a little bit, 30 minutes, then it's fine. That's absolutely fine for me. Anyway, we will talk about inflation today. A little bit about inflation, a little bit about Bank of Japan, because Bank of Japan, at least in Japan, in nine days, they will release the inflation rate there. And they have a big problem at the moment because, the Bank of Japan did what they did just because they said, yeah, the main driver of the inflation is that the yen is looking weak. We need we need to support yen and then everything is going to be good. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Jesus, you were so wrong. Because inflation in Japan is looking very similar to the US. The difference is in the US, the inflation is not soaring, but at the same time, they are rising the interest rates, something that Japan is not doing. But they have the same driver. Why? In Japan and in the US at least the inflation maintains, in Japan it's going up, it's because of the services. For example, in Japan, service PMI from November was 50.3 points. In December, 52.3 points. While the yen, if you check the chart, just make USD yen or yen, Japanese yen and USD, you will see that the yen recovered well. But the inflation maintains up. So from 3.8% in November, it went up to 4% in December. How is that possible, right? I mean, come on, guys. That's simple math. Math, not math. However, and the same is happening in the US. If we had in December a service inflation of 44.7 points, now we have 46.8 points. Means 2.1 point more. That's the thing. We have manufacturing inflation in the US as well, but not that big. And so on and so forth. So the big problem, and I don't know why they are missing it, is services, as mentioned before. And people who think, oh, inflation peaked in July. Jesus, guy, what do you think an economy is? I have mentioned so many times, economy is like a huge, huge ship. a cargo ship, a really big one, and tell the captain, hey, let us make a U-turn. And the captain will tell you, yeah, okay, it takes maybe, I don't know, I really don't have any clue how long that takes, but I can imagine they say, okay, 2 hours. And he would say, what? Come on, 2 hours? Just for a U-turn? Are you kidding me? Yes, but that's the thing. Economy is the same. Inflation doesn't arrives and say, hey, let us make party. Oh, come on, the party is over. See ya. No, that's not happening. It comes in waves. It goes up, it reduces a little bit. We have seasonal effects as well. And for me, it's a wrong narrative to say inflation is going to decline. Look what's happening to inflation. People are saying, yeah, but inflation is declining a little bit. Yeah, but they have 4.75% interest rate in the US. Hello. And what happened? Nothing. Yeah, it's not pushing up. Now imagine they would stop. They would stop to rise the interest rates. What do you think would happen? Come on, that was a question. I see you brain working right now. Yes, it would go up. That's the problem. So if some people think 5% interest rate in the US is the top, you are wrong. If the Fed is going to do that, they know inflation will go up. While energy went down a lot. Now imagine with all the escalation potentials out there, now with China, with Russia, with some sanctions, we are going to make sanctions against Russian oil, against Russian diesel. And to be honest, the Russian, I don't see any effect to them. I was reading that their oil drills are doing great. So what is the effect against Russia? I don't know. I'm still clueless. I don't know. Maybe some of you are politicians and send me a DM and we can talk about what's the sense behind all of that. Because I really don't know that. I really don't know. Because we are fighting inflation but doing everything to maintain it. So I have said so many times, if the government wants to fight inflation with the central bankers, they could do it. They could do it without any problem. They did it. Just let us start with food inflation. They did it in the past. So, for example, increase the subsidies for food. I mean, we remember the fights between the European Union and US for different. I'm not an expert for that, but I remember that the European Union was making big subsidies, for example, for their overproduced food to send all of them to Africa. Yeah. And what they did with that, the consequence was that all farmers in Africa just said, okay, it's too cheap. We can't we can't compete with that. So I'm going to make something else. And now, since some years, the Europe stopped their subsidies. You can imagine the consequence then, right? So the same, it's happening with the US, it seems. So if they want to reduce inflation, come on, give me a call. I will tell you how you can do that. But in my opinion, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. But it doesn't look like they want. It really doesn't look like. And, well, I mean, the Bank of Japan, that's going to be a very, very interesting thing in just 2 weeks. Because in case of that the inflation in Japan rises even more, above 4%, 4.2, 4.3, whatever, if the Bank of Japan is going to announce that they are not going to rise interest rates, then, guys, I don't know. But I would be speechless because it's the only thing how they can really try to survive that. And in my opinion, they are just making a favor to a sector, to the financial one. I think that's the main point. Because everything else, even the production performance in Japan, is declining. So, the people in the central bank there, I don't know what they are doing. I really don't know what they are doing. But obviously, if they start to raise interest rates in Japan as well, that could be a big challenge for Wall Street as well, because I have mentioned carry trades. You go to Japan, you get your money for free, you swap to US dollar, and you can speculate. It's the same like we had a few years ago. If that stopped, that could be a big problem, of course, for the markets. But yeah, it is what it is. That's not a Walt Disney movie. That's hard, but that's life. And we are in a situation where the whole global system that we constructed over decades is completely disrupted. And that's the main point. That's something that's nobody can fix just, hey, that's it. It's solved. Everything will work like, a Swiss watch movement. No, it's not going to happen. But everything depends on each other. And I remember when Donald Trump just said, we need to bring our economy back home. We need to bring our factories back home. And people said, Donald Trump's such an idiot. He was right. I don't like this guy. I don't get this guy. But I don't care. I consider that a good politician doesn't need to look nice or maybe to have a brilliant rhetoric or whatever. No. But if he works with sense for the economy and for the people, that's a good thing. And that was a good thing because he knew what is going to happen next. He knew that. It was obvious that something is going to happen. And that was just a matter of time that China, a growing China, is going to have problems with the US. Well, the US sent a lot of factories to China to produce cheap there. And not only that, rare earth, so some raw materials coming from Russia, coming from China, and so on and so forth. The list is long. They laughed at him. They said he's crazy, he's stupid. Well, who is looking stupid now? I don't know. As mentioned, I'm not from US. I don't care about Democrats or Republicans, about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I really don't care. But from professional, or maybe as from view as an economist, I have to say he was right. He was right. And that will have consequences. Absolutely. And we see that. And I think we are not done here. Absolutely not. However, let us go to the next chapter and talk about Bitcoin, what we can figure out, what could happen in the next few days. As you see what Bitcoin is doing here, you can see that they did a nice pump and dump, and something like what I was expecting that. I mean, I have said today in just in a comment, obviously I'm expecting a pump and dump because of the USDC that went to centralized exchanges and so on and so forth. It was clear they are going to do that. Even the economic data is not looking like. It's not in favor of some move or such a move, but if they pump, they can sell, like I described with the pump and dump groups. That's exactly the same pattern. It's exactly the same logic behind. They push up, They trigger your FOMO. You jump in when they started to distribute. For them, they can lose that. You can lose. That's the only point. So let us go forward. So let us see. Weights ratio. I have mentioned that today. I'm not going to repeat that on Twitter. You can see I wasn't expecting that, but distribution. It's absolutely clear what they are doing. It's such an exit. Well, they are distributing. That's what they are doing. They are distributing. And that's why they push up very hard, but it takes longer to go down. It's pure distribution. It's, once again, pump and dump group pattern. It's exactly the same crap. They just are not that well organized, but they trigger it with the price. Be aggressive, push up hard, and trigger your FOMO. Your FOMO is an emotion. They trigger your greed and emotion. And if they triggered it, you deserve it. I'm sorry to say that, but then, because, we are talking so many times and hours, and I'm spending every day hours and hours telling you, be careful. I'm providing data that it's telling you what these guys are doing. And it's not bullish what they are doing. It's not. So if they trigger you with such a FOMO pump, yeah, what should I say? I'm sorry, of course, I'm sorry. It's your money. But it is what it is. So let us go forward and check what's happening here. Once again, I have mentioned that. I don't like that, Also here, and let us go up. Afterwards, they start to push up. Very softly distribution, 79. Very, very slowly. At the same time, weights ratio 30 hours moving average, once again, pushed up, the price started to decline, and then, okay, it's fine, let the price go up again. It's, this market it seems really in hands of few. I'm not saying that just 2 people are trading. No, of course, 100,000 of people are trading here. But who is dominating this market? Well, those who have big money. So they don't care if we have 50,000 retailers out there. If they have enough money to move the market, and they have, that's what happens. So also here, nothing happening. As you see, once again, stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declined, and so on and so forth. So absolutely nothing new happened here as well. Let us go to the next one. So we can see that here, and the big thing is that these guys are distributing so slowly. In my opinion, they are really waiting to trigger FOMO by retailers. And when they notice, oh, they are buying. So now maintain. Don't break this FOMO sentiment right now. Maintain. It should still look bullish. So they are buying because expecting their next push up. And why they are distributing more doesn't mean we can't push up more. That just mean that they have a plan, and that's not bullish. It's not a bullish plan. It's not saying, hey, we are buying. We are hiding everything, and then we push up while retailers, entities pushing up and the big ones declining. It doesn't make sense. And it matches a little bit what I see. They are just talking and communicating with with retailers. Absorb my bags, please. Please, that's what they are saying. So if we take a look here, for example, that was yesterday night, for example, another 1,500 bitcoins, here another 1,000 bitcoins, another 1,000 bitcoins, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's not huge. It's not huge. And that's the thing. I remember in last year, 2022, until July, we received in sequences 15,000 bitcoins at once. It's not happening anymore. I don't know why. But step by step, like the market maker. Oh, we are done. Another 1,000 bitcoin. Wait 3 hours. Another 1,000 bitcoin. Like what I said. Waiting, maintaining that someone is absorbing their positions. So yeah, we don't see anything here, just as mentioned, coming some bitcoins here, and at the same time they are also taking these bitcoins out from exchanges. We can see, for example, that related to spot, the net flow for stablecoin declined a lot here. So someone is taking profit once again. Someone is taking profit. Let's go forward. So let us start and take a look. Funding rate, well, it went down and now it's pushing up. If we take a look here, open interest, well, nothing happened, to be honest. So yeah, it looks like a wave, a little bit tendency up. And leverage ratio, well, leverage ratio really looks a little bit different. It went down here, then up, down and up. And that's how it looks like. So also nothing to see here. We can see here, for example, some well, relatively big stablecoin inflows, but at the same time it seems outflows to derivative exchanges. Yeah, so that the biggest here was, for example, here 260 millions in inflows, and for example 360 millions in outflows. Looks similar. That was yesterday, by the way. It wasn't today. So if I check today, that was the biggest here. 1,780 bitcoins inflows and 1,880 bitcoins outflows. So if we check the net flow, yeah, almost, I would say, more negative than positive. If we check here, for example, also here, it's indicating it's more negative than positive. So they are taking money out from derivative exchanges, taking profit. What is that? That's new. So yeah, nothing to see. Open interest aggregated declining, leverage ratio also, and here as well the funding rate declining, and that's really strange. We will see, because I wouldn't say, I don't know, it looks strange, because, you know, well, maybe we will check. I mean, if Binance is also indicating something like that. Yesterday they liquidated 865 bitcoins in longs and 430 bitcoins in shorts, so nothing big here as well. Well, Binance funding rate pushed up once again, so different to what we have seen with the aggregated one, indicating that they are, you know, here demanding more longs, while open interest and leverage ratio declining once again. Let us see. I didn't. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it looks a little bit better than yesterday. You remember we had yesterday above of 60% of longs and less than 40% in shorts. Now shorts are coming, but really slowly. And once again on Ethereum it looks better. Interesting here is Bitfinex shorts are going up very hard, but 33 millions, you know, it's just, who cares? So let us take a look to the Kingfisher and see what's happening here. Wow, okay, that looks interesting. So I can imagine to go up hitting 23,600 to liquidate them. We will see when it happens. But here the liquidation cluster declined a lot. We had 100 millions just yesterday, now 60 millions. So the biggest one on the long side would be 18K. We need to go down to 18K. At the moment it looks more interesting here, but it's just liquidation count. It's not saying anything about the volume. You know, maybe we have here 3 billions and here just 1 billion. I don't know. We can't see that, unfortunately. At least not here in my chart. Maybe the Kingfisher has different charts to see that. High leverage. Let us take a look to the high leverage. Yeah. So obviously we need to go up 22,400. That's where we touched 22,300. So it seems some other high leverage shorts were placed then. And we can, what is that here? Optical opti. What is that? Optical opti. What doesn't, okay. Okay, doesn't mean, doesn't matter. I don't know exactly what that is here, but just different colors, isn't it? Liquidation cluster. Why do we have a liquidation cluster here? It looks like high leverage. Okay, well, however, as mentioned, let us go forward. So here we are. Wow, look what they did. Wow. Let me check here. So they used, that's CBD, so it's, you know, just indicating you the difference between buy volume and sell volume. If we take a look here, that's 2.400 millions, and in stablecoins they used related to futures to push up the price. Let us take a look here. Another 140 millions more related to Bitcoin collateral. That's fiat. Let us take a look. Fiat, they used almost 20 millions. And well, BUSD is declining more and more, and even Tether, well, 1,000, a little bit more than 1,000 Bitcoins, indicating they supported with spot, but obviously the sell pressure is bigger than related to futures, indicating us, once again, it was a future pump. While, as you see, they can BUSD, someone wants to sell BUSD, it seems. And yeah, that would maybe explain why it's declining more and more. While fiat maintains, and even Tether, as we know, many are swapping from BUSD to Tether. Something that's, in my opinion, absolutely not riskless. When people are saying, yeah, but you know, Tether is the spirit of crypto. If that's true, I'm going to leave crypto tomorrow. Today, now. If Tether is the spirit of crypto, then I'm done with this market. Because my opinion about Tether, oh my god. I don't like them at all. Absolutely not. In my opinion, my personal opinion, Tether is a piece of whatever. And everything involved with Tether is a piece of whatever. You know, they had so many investigations. They are so, you know, you need to force them to be transparent. They don't want to be transparent. I mean, isn't that the spirit of crypto? To be transparent? We remember blockchain, you know, to be safe, decentralized. What is Tether? It's not decentralized, it's not transparent, and people are saying that's the spirit of crypto. If that's the spirit, then the whole fucking crypto is fraud. If that's the spirit, then it's fraud. Absolutely. In my opinion, absolutely. Because crypto is different. Bitcoin is absolutely different. It's transparent and decentralized. So don't tell me that's the spirit of crypto. Jesus. Some people really don't, they are not going to learn it. They will learn it when it's too late, unfortunately. However, BTC BUSD declining, aggregated, pushing up. BTC USDT pushing up with fiat. So indicating here the same actor is using fiat and now also using Tether. They are not using BUSD, but they used a lot of derivatives to push up the price like they did. Bitfinex, BTC USD. Yeah, okay, pushing up, matches, fine. Bybit, BTC USDT. Also here, it matched up fine. Coinbase, a little bit, nothing big to be honest, but they are, yeah, you know, they both once again, so bullish. Bitstamp, BTC USD, also here, very interesting what Bitstamp is doing. It wasn't big, but we know if they support, they need to use almost every exchange. Not every, but those with high liquidity and volume. If we take a look, Kraken, look what Kraken did. Wow, guys, but that's not surprising me, because Highblocks, that's another on-chain provider. I like them. I'm so sorry, I would like to use them, but they are just too expensive. So I can't pay all my subscriptions. But they had one, and that was, in my personal opinion, the best indicator. That was a bot indicator, and you could see perfectly how Bitfinex is using Kraken, Gemini, and so on and so forth to drive the market, while FTX was using mainly Binance. So that's why I don't believe that CSAT and SAM were enemies. I don't believe that. I think they work very well together, and I'm not so sure that CSAT crashed FTX, to be honest. I think FTX was in a very bad situation, and maybe they used the opportunity, but in my opinion, that's my personal opinion. I don't think that CSAT is far away from SAM, to be honest, but it's my personal opinion. I know that some of my followers are thinking absolutely different about that, and I know that many say, yeah, but CSAT did a lot for crypto. First of all, he did something for his own wallet. Okay? Just think about that. Or are you going to say, hey, the CEO of Goldman Sachs did so much for so many people. He's a good guy. Yeah, but they manipulated some markets for decades. Like JP Morgan, for example, with the gold. You know, one thing doesn't have to do with the other. We need to separate that. So for them, it's, you know, of course they are bullish on crypto. That's their cash cow. I mean, it's obviously. I'm bullish on crypto because I believe in crypto and because I know crypto is the future. But I have said crypto will change. It will absolutely change. We are in a transition, and it will change. But afterwards, mass adoption and crypto will be the standard, the new standard. But it will take time. That's not going to happen from one day to the other. In my opinion, then afterwards, many of these actors will disappear. I don't know if CZ is going to disappear or not, but do you remember? I mean, I guess he's doing that every year, but the announcement he wants to leave Binance, to retire, for example, that was in 2021, if I'm not wrong. So, you know, I just think some people know exactly what's going to happen with the market. They know, and they have a better and deeper view to what regulators are preparing for crypto. They are not telling you that. Of course not, because it's not in their favor. But in my opinion, they know it. They absolutely know it. Coinbase CEO, yeah, we will fight against the ECC, but at the same time, I'm just selling my shares. You know, at the same time, just you know, I need my money. I need it. I need to protect it. If you're bullish, why not? I mean, many companies are making buyback operations with their own shares, and you are selling. I don't get that. You know, but I think he knows something we don't. So yeah, if we go forward, also Gemini is so bullish. But of course, I mean, look that. I mean, that's Bitcoin, CBD in Bitcoin. So who cares? Who cares? Let us go forward. Let us take a look. What's happening here? Retailers, of course, retailers are so bullish. They are so bullish. This guy's, of course, so bullish. This guy's not doing anything, maintaining. This guy, okay, this guy's pushed up by how much? 10,000? Oh, not that bad. This guy's not doing anything. As mentioned, we received one wallet from bigger entity to a market maker entity, so the balances should rise, but it didn't, because at the same time they are reducing their balances, as we can see here, you know. So yeah, and even these guys are still selling. I need to see, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have four wallets there, as I know. So let us take a look what's happening here. So let us see. Looks very blue. It changed a lot since beginning of the year. Can we see that? Yeah, a little bit less. My dog is sleeping once again, and she snores, so it's not me. Just to make, I'm not sleeping at the same time I'm recording this analysis, just to make it clear. It's my dog. It's really my dog. So I don't know if you can hear her. Let us see. Oh no, no, she stopped. Okay. Well, however, we can take a look here and we can see, for example, you remember December 13th. Let us go a little bit more, and here, the beginning of the whole pump. You remember? So yellow, blue, yellow, a lot of yellow, and more yellow, and so on and so forth. And now it looks, it's flipping to more blue. We had here some yellow. Yellow is inflows to exchanges, while blue is outflows. So for example here, that was yesterday, we received 86 millions, while at the same time 35 millions went out from centralized exchanges, and afterwards another 170 million, so almost a net flow of 80 millions outflow, and then here another 94 millions outflow. So also indicating total supply. You can see what's doing. right? So the total supply is declining right now more and more. If we take a look here, that's the supply on exchanges, looks completely different. It's pushing up, now declining as well, but it was pushing up. So let us go forward and let us take a look, for example, what's happening here. That's USDT. By the way, that's USDT on Ethereum blockchain. So you can add more blockchains, for example, but I'm just using the Ethereum one. I'm not sure if many are using. I don't think so. I think they are using different blockchains because it's cheaper to send to make their transactions. However, here, to be honest, only here today, a few hours ago, we had a net flow of almost 40 millions more outflows than inflows. So today it was more in favor of outflows. Only here, for example, received 92 millions and 43 millions went out. So indicating almost 50 millions net flow, indicating they were preparing a little bit the next push up. And USDC, in my opinion, the most important one. We can see here, for example, that was yesterday. We had yesterday 265 millions outflow while 163 millions inflow. So a difference of 100 million. And afterwards, yellow. We can see that here. And, you know, that was the whole preparation. So pushing up, and that's usually, you know, the price went down, so they stopped to demand and then up, and that's a pump and dump group pattern. That's, you know, usually they are just demanding more. When they stop to demand, that's where the price starts to go down, and then they push up very hard. That's a pump dump group crap. That's it. So, I need, of course. So, and yeah, afterwards here another 80 millions came in, and now we see that 10 millions are leaving after. So it was, in my opinion, just a pump and dump operation, the whole thing. And that's it, unfortunately. So let us also refresh that site here, and that's it. Let us take a look to the other chapters, because 50 minutes already. Oh, Jesus. Inspo. So here another 860 bitcoins coming in from market maker. And I have showed you we received a lot. So the whole operation, I don't know how the market maker does. I can imagine they are using futures and then just selling spot, and that's what they are doing, and they can push up the price more just because of that. It depends how far they want. I mean, they have a huge bag, and they still have more than 4 million bitcoins. So yeah, let us go forward. So on Coinbase, let us take a look on Coinbase. 1 hour time frame, they removed the wall here 21. Instead, they are reinforcing here everything at 20,000, for example. That's what we see. Let us now go to the 1 day time frame, because then it looks it's easier for me. We see here some volume, but the next one is still here, everything below of 16,000, and they removed some liquidity, as we can see here, for example, everything, and instead they still have liquidity between 14 and 12,000. So to the upside, also here we can see that. So here is the whole liquidity on upside, but doesn't indicate, hey, we will go to 40k just because of that. But yeah, 25k looks solid, so I could imagine still that we can go to 25k and then maybe go down once again. That's something we need to see. So let us go to Bitstamp. On Bitstamp we don't need to switch because nothing have changed here. They removed here 20k and instead they shifted to 19.5. Binance, on Binance, once again, if we take a look here, for example, we see that they triggered this buy order here with 1,200 bitcoins, and they just introduced a new one. So someone really had the money to put these walls here, just demanding 1,200 bitcoins, and then you have other persons or other actors, they are looking exactly for these buy orders. Because they tried here as well, and they failed, and then they really just triggered this buy order. You see also here the whole volume, right? So in my opinion, they need a lot more bitcoins to dump hard. They are here reinforcing 17k. We will switch now to 1 day time frame. Also here 23k, for example. To make it easier, we can see how it looks like at the moment. So that looks well protected at the moment, everything between 21.5 and 20, but also reinforcing here that area, and even here at 17k. So at the same time, sell orders still 23, 24 and 25. Let us go to Binance BUSD, and here, well, to be honest, nothing big. So they are waiting here to buy with BUSD at 20,500 and so on and so forth, but nothing have changed since yesterday here. Yeah, so reinforcing here 17k instead, removing here some walls at 12 and so on. Also here everything, they are removing everything here. They did here a cut, it seems. I don't know why. And still waiting at 25. So let us go to the next one, Bitfinex. And on Bitfinex also they remove the wall at 20,500 instead, waiting at 19. So to the downside, a lot of opportunities if you want to buy for low. You can see even here they removed a lot, like, hey, you are well invited, let us go to 19, let us go to 18, let us go to 17, let us go to 16, and so on and so forth, if you want to sell your coins, you know. That's how it looks like. So if we go to OKEX spot, usually nothing. Yeah, Kraken spot. On Kraken spot, also here 20,500 waiting and still protecting here 23.5. Bybit BTC USD, nothing. No, that's so stupid, really. BTC USDT, BitMEX, also here absolutely nothing. Daily one, no, they are waiting here 28, 27, but that looks more algo stuff. Yeah, so also nothing where I would say that looks very solid. So BTC USDT futures, wow, that looks very empty. Also here they did a very hard cut. Also for longing, instead we have more short volume here and here. Now BTC BUSD for futures, exactly the same. That's strange. Bitfinex derivatives, a lot of algo stuff happening here. So it looks like they want to short more than too long. Something is in the air, guys. Something is in the air. Kraken. Looks like Inspo is going to trade again. Not clear yet. Not really solid, but that Bitfinex is doing that. That looks a little bit strange, to be honest. Also here, OKEX nothing. Deribit could be useful. So here they want to short more, but higher level. So 23, 23.5, 23.8. Instead they removed a lot of long orders, and 19.8 will be the next one. That looks bearish. That's it. Let us go to the next chapter.